All right, now let's get into those pesky archaic words. You know, the typical complaint we often hear is, well, that old Bible, it's just too hard to understand. It's too difficult. Well, but let's take a look and see just how difficult it supposedly is. Here's a verse in Esther, and we're going to concentrate on that word evil. I'm going to underline it there for you. Now, many people might think that that word is old-fashioned and archaic. So from the Alexandrian texts comes the English Standard Version. Now, not necessarily because it's an Alexandrian text is the problem here. The problem is they have consulted many dictionaries or lexicons or what have you, and they've had to change many of these words. Otherwise, they won't be able to have a copyright to prove that it's different. So they're going to take the word evil in the English Standard Version, and they're going to change that to calamity. Now, I would argue that evil is much easier to understand. Go ask a kindergartner what evil is. Most of them know. Most of them are probably very capable of practicing this at a young, mischievous age. Then ask them what calamity means. I think you're going to have some difficulty on their part to tell you a good answer. The New International says disaster. But again, which word is easier to understand at a young grade level? I would think evil is. I don't think many of the words they claim are archaic really are. In the Gospel of Luke, chapter 11, we have the word evil. You'll notice that I've gone ahead and underlined the whole sentence or the whole last part of the phrase that mentions evil. That's going to be gone in the English Standard Version. They don't even want to attempt to translate that last part. It's just gone. So you don't have to worry about that old archaic word evil. It's also gone in the New International Version. It's just not there. Now, right off the bat, I'm going to make somebody mad because I dare to be talking about the English Standard Version. And don't I know that that's an upcoming popular translation? Yeah, I kind of do. But I don't have any real respect for it. I think it's pretty lousy, and I'm being generous. I mean, would you think this is the whole words of God? 1 Samuel chapter 13, verse 1. And I've heard some people say, oh, I just love the way this one reads. Well, since you like reading it so much, why don't you read to me this verse? You can't really. Can you imagine little boys and girls learning this as a memory verse? Hey, Mom, I know a memory verse. Oh, really? What is it? Well, Saul was blank, blank, blank years old. But I tell you what, I don't want to misquote you guys. You tell me. Should I say dash, 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 or should I say blank, blank, blank? I would hate to have you think that I'm misquoting you. But I tell you what, to make you happy, I'll stop picking on the ESV. After all, I believe it speaks for itself here, even in areas where it's painfully obvious that it doesn't speak at all. Yes, boys and girls, it's much easier now. Very easy. Go ahead and learn that as a memory verse. This is totally ridiculous. I won't even mess with them anymore. Acts chapter 19, verse 9. Now, the word evil is showing up right there. I'm going to underline it. And what's the New International say about that? Maligned. Maligned. Now, maligned, yeah, you look it up in the dictionary. It mentions evil. Which word is easier to understand? Ask a kindergartner. Hey, little Billy, what's malign mean? Well, I don't know. All right, well then what's evil mean? Well, most of them know. You don't need to be a child scholar to know what evil means, okay? But on some of these newer translations, you have to be a pretty good scholar to know what these other words mean.